real estate agent? Are you looking to acquire clients consistently so you can grow your business and your income to live a great lifestyle? This is Dave Finale and the RE Skill Builder Podcast.
Hello. Welcome and happy Friday. We are here. It is Friday, October 2. We are in the last quarter of 2020, probably a year a lot of people would like to forget. I mean, a couple of things I've heard is I've seen on Facebook where someone says, hey, I'm trying to find my mother, so if her promise to slap me into next year is still something to do. I heard that one. 2020 being Groundhog Day. My girlfriend says that she's stuck in March when everything stops, so she still thinks every day is March, so it's like Groundhog Day for her. And so there's a lot of different feelings going on, but I want to welcome the Sotos, Rebecca and Josue Soto, to Real Estate Talk TGIF episode 120. That's 118 weeks in a row with a total of 120 shows. Have not missed a week, and here we are. It's really great. So great to have you guys. Welcome.
Hi, Dave. Thank you for having us. We're so excited to be here on the show with you again.
Hi, Dave. Good morning. And congratulations on your 120th show in a row. That's excellent.
Thank you so much. And you guys were on a show recently about 6 weeks ago, which was our international broadcast where we had Canada and the United States on talking about what was going on and different stuff. But I have to ask the question I ask at the beginning of every broadcast. Do you guys know what TGIF stands for?
Thank God it's finale.
I
love it.
You should have known that easily, but that's okay. But here we are. Thank God it's finale. Thank God it's Friday works. So, here we are. We've been working our tails off. You guys have been in the business a while. And you've gone through, 2008 and other things and all different kinds of elections and all different kinds of things. So I want to get into, first of all, people get into this business. They say that they get into this business because they want to make as much money as they want, and they want to work. They can set their own hours, right? I firmly believe that 80% of the real estate agents in the country that are licensed don't want to make any money because they don't want to work, because that's why they get into business, so they don't have to work. They've got an excuse. Oh, this business is hard. Granted, this business is hard. So talk to me, guys, about how you guys got into the business, why you got into the business, and what hills you had to climb and get over to get where you are today, and then we'll talk about that.
Okay. I think I'll start with that one. So, before real estate, Josh and I were in two complete different fields. I was a dental assistant for, about 7, almost 10 years. And Josh was a truck driver. And so, in looking to do something more meaningful, something that really would spark an interest or hit a passion for us. I remember, as I also had a side job, I was a Mary Kay consultant, and I'm visiting my clients, doing my rounds one day, and one of my clients was a real estate broker, and she looked at me and says, Rebecca, if you worked real estate the way you do with your Mary Kay, you would be very successful. I mean, you pay attention to your clients. You're there to give them their service and everything, all the same things that real estate agents do. And I just thought about that and I said, wow, I've been wanting to do a career move, and I don't know why I didn't think of it before. And I think that Josh would be really great at it together with me. So I went home and immediately told him, hey, you know what? We need to do this. It was like the end of the year. So I started Googling classes and all that to see, and I was able to get into the classes that were just the last ones for the year before they break off for the holidays. And it was a 1-week course. And I thought, wow, that's really quick. I mean, we're going to cram that all in 1 week. So of course we said, yes, we'll do that. So we and took the course. The test was the following year after the holidays. So imagine all that time, that break, but we passed our exams and immediately got started and working together. So our career has always been working together in the Central Florida area. And it's just been an amazing ride together so far.
So talk to me about, you guys decided to go into it, and did you guys quit your jobs right away, or did you how did you build? Because a lot of agents say, well, how long is it going to take me to make money? And the old thing I was a broker owner for 21 years, and everything they always taught you was make sure you don't raise the expectations. Tell them they're not going to get paid for 3 to 6 months, which I think is a lot of crap and ludicrous to say to somebody. What about you guys?
You want to take that?
Yeah, so when we decided, when just to catch up on what Rebecca just said, yeah. So basically, she was working out of the house. We just had our youngest. I think it was almost like a year and a half old. So I Rebecca decided just to stay home and take care of him. And I was actually working 14, 16 hours still in the trucking business. So, well, the way we worked it out, we balanced our schedule was. I got up every single morning at 3:30 in the morning. That was my normal schedule to run, to work. And I was home by 5, 6 o'clock while she's home with the baby during his nap times. She was taking care of our showings, setting up whatever appointments we needed to do. So she handled that side of it. Sometimes I would talk to some of my clients as I was driving, But by the time I got home at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, she already had all my showings ready for that day. So I would quickly eat dinner with the kids and the family, and I will go out 2 hours, show about 4 or 5 properties, 6 properties, be home by 8, 9 o'clock. And that went on for like a year and a half, about a year and a half.
That long?
Yeah, it was a while. It was about a year and a half and then in late 2000, no, I'm sorry, August of 2007, I decided to make the move full-time into real estate. But it was that year that I had to see how this was actually going to work with both of us just going full-time on this position. So, but at the end of the day, it worked out, Dave. It got to the point that we, the same dedication and work habits that I had in the trucking industry for 20 years, I moved it over to real estate. So I take that same approach. Because I'm very dedicated. If I'm going to give you 100% of me in something, you're going to get it all,
So I want to add there, I wasn't a stay-at-home
mom.
I was working on call. And so, yeah, I was able to stay home a little bit because, daycare was expensive. And with the baby getting sick and all that, I just wanted to be there for him and then work with, of course, my family that could help, his family that could help on those times. So I was working on call.
Right.
And also managing my own clients. So we each had our own clients that we were working with getting started. So it was a lot of long days, especially for him because he was working some really long hours and then coming home to show property. And then what do real estate agents do on the weekend?
Yeah,
we work.
We work.
It was a lot of working weekends. But it was I think a small sacrifice, a short-term sacrifice for the long-term game. So we definitely put in the extra time so that at the end of it, when we were ready to kind of make that shift and go full time and full throttle with real estate, we were able to drop those jobs and be able to just move forward. And it's been that way ever since.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great way to get into the business and to learn more about it. Don't talk about learning though. I mean, you had to learn what to do. You had to learn how to do it. And I know that's a really big thing for you guys today, but let's talk about then in 2005, 6, 7, 8, and then in 2010, when you opened your company, what was your educational thought process and how did you get to figure out and learn what you did?
We started off in an independent brokerage, and of course with my friend who is the broker, and she told me, you know what, I'm going to hold your hand through the first 5 transactions. From there, you'll be able to run with it. And I remember, just like every new agent, calling her for every last little detail because we needed so much help. And I don't know if it's just that I was out of the circle or if it just wasn't as available as real estate coaching is today. I didn't really know of any other outside sources where we could get education. And so it really was dependent highly on her. And then from there, really not stopping because we didn't know everything yet. We just ran. Mm-hmm. Like Josh and I both took off running, and we'll figure it out later, or we'll ask her, we'll call her and figure out what we're supposed to do next with these clients. Right. And I think a lot of what we learned in the beginning was just kind of rolling with the punches and learning as we went along. Yeah. So we didn't wait. I mean, we did take some real estate classes from the associations because they always offer some really great courses. And so any conference that was in town, we would try to be present. Right. But aside from that, we didn't have real estate coaching per se. And it was just kind of like, just run with it.
Yeah. So your whole thought process was screw it, we're going to make mistakes and we'll fix it later on, you know. I got to tell you, I mean, I've always thought about learning from mistakes, and I honestly, I've made in the beginning of my career, from in the 80s and stuff, I made several huge mistakes that cost me and my company a lot of money, and I learned a lot from there. And now with what you're saying, that and everything that we say, well, from that Sekou and I made up, he says make a mess, and I added to that, we'll clean it up to progress, right? And that's what it's all about, is learning. It's like, you know, I think Thomas Edison, instead of saying there's 5,000 mistakes he made to do the light bulb, he said he found 5,000 ways that didn't work, right? And that's what we've done throughout our careers, is we found ways that didn't work. We've gotten ourselves into quote unquote trouble, and we've had to get out. So you learned as much as you could, and you got moving forward, and then you decided, and I don't know where people get this thought process, having been in it for 21 years as a broker owner, you opened your own brokerage?
Yeah, I'll let you tell that.
Yeah, through that process of, you know, learning everything and just, you know, diving deep into the education part of it, but more hands-on, Dave, like you just said, you know, we were able to actually, our business was actually progressing, and we were actually becoming very successful. We were top producers on our market. We were REO agents, and also short sale specialists. So in 2010, we were doing well. So at that time, we decided, you know what, I think this is the time that we're going to make this transition into owning our own brokerage. I think this is the right time to do it.
Right.
So in May of 2010, we opened up Equity One Realty. And I tell you, we always kept it small, Dave, because of, you know, go ahead.
Well, I think because there was a lot of struggle too during the downfall of the economy.
Right.
So we were always kind of teetering on, we're doing really great now, and then all of a sudden something would come up.
Yeah.
So I know that without further coaching, it was really hard to kind of scale what we had at that time. So we always really predominantly functioned as a husband and wife team, and then we had a few other agents that were with us. So we were never really a huge office or anything like that.
Right. So from 2010 to 2019, prior to moving to EXP, you know, we always kept it small. We never changed anything, even though we were very successful in the business. But there was a time 2 years prior to that, that's when Rebecca was like, hey, we got to find a better way. We're doing great, but I feel like, how is it a hamster in a hamster wheel, just churning and churning and churning. So if we stop working, this business is not going to continue to grow, or we're not going to be.
We're the main drivers.
We're the main drivers.
So this is not working. We got to get that money working for us, right?
Yes. So.
Yeah. So in the years from 10 to 19, what did you do for innovation, and how did you motivate yourselves to keep going? Because what you say, your business was up and down like this, right? So what did you do innovative wise or change wise? Did you think about making changes? Did you recruit a lot of agents? What did you do in your business?
No, I'm going to tell you, we were probably a bit plateaued. And I think it was, I'm going to say, because we were financially struggling. So the economy hit us hard, and not so much because of any investments that we had done, but as we would sometimes lose deals because we were pre-approving families to buy home, and then they'd come back and say, I've just been laid off. And so many of our clients were doing that. So it was hit or miss if we were going to have a successful month or not. And we would keep driving, but, you know, sometimes, you know, out of 7 deals, all 7 were pushed to the following month, or they were canceled altogether. So we struggled a bit, and it was really hard to scale during that time, because when everything is just falling and crumbling, you're really just struggling to keep the roof up, you know? So I personally remember, as my accounts started to dwindle with the REOs, I went to go work for a title company. My friend from the title company said, hey, I need some help processing short sales. You have the experience. Can you come help me? So I went to her, and I spent 5 years in that, helping her in that company. And then in the meantime, Josh continued running the business, but it was really just keeping the roof over our heads, you know, struggling there. So when we came out of that is about the time that we learned about NARA, which is the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. And I didn't know it at the time, but it catapulted our business at the time, in the sense that it helped us to understand the things that we were missing. Because I think the biggest problem was not knowing where to turn, not knowing what to do. We had started to try to invest in some real estate coaching, but realized we were spending money in the wrong directions. So there was hesitation, because there wasn't a whole lot of money to go crazy on ham on something. And then of course you figured, oh, that's not what I was looking for. That's not what I wanted, or not the right person or the right fit, right? So we made a couple of mistakes and then kind of scaled back. Like, we never took huge risks because we didn't want to fall too far behind. And I'm not gonna lie, during all of that time, it got so hard to keep up with the expenses and the mortgage and everything, that we ended up having to file bankruptcy. You know, so it was a struggle, you know, financially, emotionally, it was taxing on us. But we still pushed forward. We weren't going to quit on it. We knew that we can get out of it. It was just going through that cycle to really push ourselves on, you know?
Absolutely.
So that was a huge hit for us. But back to NAHREP, when we got into that circle of professionals, that's where we started to see how other offices were doing and what other brokers were doing, and us. We were collaborating with each other, and we finally felt like we had a source of support where we could learn from each other, right? Mastermind together. And as we became more involved in the organization, we continued to grow. It's like it just expanded our mind. And that's something that we didn't expect at the time. We just thought we were volunteering to help a local organization.
Yeah.
And it turned around to be a blessing for us. You know?
Just recently, I've gotten involved with NAHREP myself up here in northern New Jersey, and it's
congratulations! Yeah,
this is just a lot of great people. And talk to me about some intricacies in NAHREP, and one of the things that, just give me one or two things that NAHREP has helped you with, not only in here but also for your business. What is it meant to you guys? If you can be a little specific as to where you went with it, what helped you, because it's a great organization that we really need to promote more of.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna let Joe talk about that, but I do want to say one thing real quick, and I think it's because we were so alone in what we were doing, we just didn't know what we didn't know. Right. So for me, being in that circle of other top producers, and what do they say? That if you hang out with top producers, you will then rise up and be a top producer as well, right? So right. I think just being in that arena is what definitely helped us, because now we're getting ideas to how to better build that business. And it doesn't happen overnight. So it's not like it was a magic pill and bam, we're now super successful. It was a process. But Josh, go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, when you surround yourself, like Rebecca said, you want to be at that table. So when we decided to be at that table, sit in that table, and surround ourselves with top producers, top brokers throughout the nation, and be able to sit there and ask them questions and feel comfortable asking them and being able to receive back like you belong there, Dave. That's what really blew our business up. I started masterminding with them. I have them on my speed dial on my phone. We started sharing some ideas, vice versa, back and forth. And man, all of a sudden we went from thinking the way that we were thinking, to thinking bigger and taking a little bit more risk, and understanding that with those risks, there's going to be prosperity. And that's the focus. That's the mindset. Let's go back. The mindset that we had, right. We were able to transition to that go get mindset. Go understand that you're going to fail, but you're going to succeed at the end, So learning from those failures. And that's exactly what we did when we were able to surround and understand that we're not here alone. And man, that's what took our business to the next level, man.
I think one of the important things you just said is we're not here alone. I mean, to use that as a quote from you. And the reason I say that is it's honestly, that's a saying, that's a line from life, right? I mean, so many people go through shit every day, and they all think they're alone. And if anybody's watching this, no matter what you're going through, just keep going through it, because number one, we're here to support you. I mean, I don't care what it is. Call me. I don't give a shit. Just call me, right? I don't know if I can help you, but just call me, right? when you're business too, there's always going to be an avenue out there that's there to support you no matter what. And we're lucky because we've learned that collaboration is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
And I believe, we talk about agents not doing well. And I think one of the reasons is that because A, they think they've got a secret that they don't want to share. And B, they don't realize that there are no secrets, that everybody knows what's going on. We just have to open our eyes to them, right? Yeah. And Rebecca, you said something that's really important that I would hope to all of my mentees and all of new agents would remember one thing. You don't know what you don't know when you start in this business. And James said this, Lewis, last week. He said that last week on the broadcast, and you just said it now, unprovoked. And it's really, really important because let's understand the 4 stages of learning, right? It's you don't know what you don't know. You know what you don't know. You don't know what you know, and you know what you know. Whatever. I mixed them up, but you know what I mean. So, yeah. So the point is that you've been able to use your own drive. Look, man, Josh, you're getting up 3:30, whatever, go do your runs and whatever, coming back, and you get home, you throw some food down your throat, and then it's off to showings, and you've got to spend 10 minutes with your family. Mm-hmm. I mean, you call that's you can call that dedication, you can call it stupid. I would never, people will call that stupid. I don't. I call it dedication. You're doing whatever you got to do, whatever it takes to get over that hill, to keep going. I want to talk about education because I think it's really, really important. And that's one of the things you guys are really focused in on now. And obviously, you mentioned the company you're with today, as I am. And it's really important for people to understand that not only does it have a lot to do with the company, but it has a lot to do with collaboration, right? Mm-hmm. And that's one thing you guys just talked about with NAHREP, and that's what you were able to get out of it. So let's talk about the collaborative effect that has helped you in your business that most agents don't understand and need to get it through their heads. Talk about that and what you do with your mentees.
Okay, so we knew that what we had going in our office, in our independent office, wasn't working, and it wasn't working because we didn't have all the education and we didn't know how to model that for the agents. We had a system that was not systematized, written down, that was repeatable, and so it was really hard to teach agents because it was all here. Mm-hmm. And Josh and I work seamlessly together, but how do you explain that to someone else? And if they don't have our secret sauce, how are they gonna duplicate that, right? So it was important for us, and we made the shift to change to the new brokerage. And we did it for a few reasons. We knew that the industry, first of all, is moving 1,000 miles an hour. And the technology is also moving at the same speed or faster. Yep. And I remember looking at Josh and I said, if we don't make a change, we're going to be dinosaurs very quickly because this is getting very hard and burdensome for 1 or 2 people to handle alone if you don't have all those skills. And even if you do, it's still a huge burden, right? So I said, we need to align with a good company. And so we were looking at all the different companies, and what appealed to us about this one is that not just all the benefits that it has, that spirit of collaboration. So similar to NAHREP, where we had that family feel, the spirit of collaboration, wanting to build each other up. I have found that now in this new company. I love it. I don't regret it. We've just been 1 year with it. We've been growing with them. And so in this year, which has been, it was interesting because we came in, of course, you're not a broker. We had to downgrade the license. Now we're just agents.
I love that.
And now we're back being the agent, but we're growing a team. And we didn't have a team that we taught before. So we're learning all of this as we go along. Wow. And of course, learning a new company, right? So this company has all these tools, technology, education, and go on this site, go on that platform. And there's so many things that are thrown at you. But I said, honey, this is a great problem. We had nothing before.
Yeah, right.
We had nothing. Now we got so much. So I was excited to learn all these things, but I was also excited to teach it forward. So one of the things that we wanted, because we knew that we lacked so much education, is we want to make that available for our agents, and not just available for them, but also for our Spanish speakers. So that was a gap that was in the company at the time. And I know that they're working on that, but you know, everything is you know, it has its time and its place, its course, its steps. And so, but we had a need right now, and I had several agents that don't speak English like nothing. So I'm born and raised in Florida. I speak Spanish, but it's not my strongest language. So, you know what? It doesn't matter, because I do my best. And I think from my agents that have been in our class, they're so appreciative of it, because there is nowhere else, or very few sources that they can get that from. And so they're hungry. They want to learn. And I know that for me, it was the same thing. I just wanted to learn. And so when I hear sometimes these trainings and coachings, and they're kind of down talking the agent, well, why do you do this? Well, people are just doing what they can, what they think they've seen before, and they're duplicating it. It's up to us to train them right, guide them so they can get it right from the start. So, you know, that's just what we hope, is just to kind of help teach others so they're not missing the boat like we were in so many ways.
Yeah, and during this process, Dave, that we realized this, that our there's a need for our Spanish agents that don't. That's when Rebecca, man, and I tell you this, it was a Sunday night at 10 o'clock at night. She looks at me, she goes, "We need to do something for our Spanish agents. We're about to, they're struggling. You can see it in their eye." So she says, "Why don't we do an educational boot camp? What do you think? Monday through Friday, we start at 8 o'clock in the morning. We hold them accountable." And sure enough, we went through the whole entire training that they do in English. We converted the whole thing into Spanish. And this thing spread like wildfire, Dave. All of a sudden was like, they were like, "Wow, this is phenomenal," to the point that yesterday we just did our first entire boot camp here. We just graduated like 15, 20 agents yesterday, 3-day boot camp. So, you know, our passion and our legacy is to help build other agents. That way they can build their legacy. So that's where Rebecca and I goal is, our heart is to continue growing them, you know?
And ask if that was a good balance. I'm not sure what part they mentioned that, but for us, it has been a wonderful ride together. We're enjoying this.
Yeah.
And so we've kind of thrown ourselves in full throttle, but it is, I think it's been a good balance. I think all because we're enjoying it.
Right. So you know, I know you're involved as I am with a lot of new agents and mentees, and I find, and let me know if you agree with this, I find the biggest problem with, you know, we can say 80-20, 90-10, whatever you want to say. I'll call them the 80%. The biggest problem is I always told new agents, don't talk to the experienced agents. Don't ask them any questions for the first month or two. Do as I ask you, do as I tell you, and you'll be fine. And then you can talk to them, because they're going to give you negativity about things we're trying to teach you, right? Mm-hmm. What winds up happening, and you see it on social all the time, is you see these people say, well, call me if you're looking for a home, or call me if you want to sell your home. I mean, that shit didn't work back then, and it's not working now, right? And what they're doing is they're copying the wrong people, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, as you guys did, I own my own brokerage, sold that a few years ago. And one of the things that's been really great is I've been able to work with agents through this mentor-mentee program that we have. And what's great and bad is they're going to think they know everything right up front, and then they've got to learn it backwards. And the ones that don't have to learn it backwards are going to learn bad habits anyway. So what I do now is I'm kind of really hard on them, you know, because they don't, I mean, this way, you know, I'm not going to hold their hands. I'm not going to say, "Oh, that's okay." No, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, I kick you out of the program. And that's the way it should be, all in all. So you guys talked about, and there's a couple of things you said that I'm going to be using. I'm stealing it. I'm sorry. You said if we went about the change, if we don't change, we're going to be dinosaurs quickly. And by the way, that is now going to be in my spiel of what I talk about now, because I love that, because just the way you said it, you know, and everything is moving faster than ever. I mean, you know, I tell everybody this every chance I get is 5-6 years ago, I was teaching how to do virtual appointments. Nobody wanted to hear it. Some people did, but nobody really wanted to hear it. Guess what? Everybody wants to hear it now. And I want to get into quickly, if I could, before we go to a break real quick, your team structure. Now, a lot of people think the team is this, that, and the other thing. And I think what you've done is you've done it a little bit differently. So talk really quickly about that. We have a guest that's going to join us in a minute to help us. So, and then we'll go to a break. We'll bring him on. So just talk about your team real quick.
All right, so our team right now, it is still taking shape and evolving. So we're not that typical team where you have your admin and your buyer's agents and your listing manager, and we're not there yet. And so we're still growing with it, and we're rolling with the punches. It really has evolved into being more of an office type setting. The EXP is the brokerage. They don't have offices, but we are still congregating together. So we still get together. We're doing live trainings together. So many of our new agents coming in are newly licensed agents. So what it's looking like is the onboarding of those agents, holding their hands through it, kind of not holding their hand, but guiding them through that. And then the boot camp, and then so they're part of my team. But even within the team, there are different departments, right? So we have those newly licensed. We have those that are seasoned, and maybe they want to brand themselves, and that's okay. They don't have to be under the Soto Legacy umbrella, so to speak. But we still operate as an office. They're still together with us. We embrace that. And so we allow people to have their individuality if they want to self-brand. And or if they want to build their own team, that's okay too. Right. So I just want to make sure that nobody gets lost in the shuffle. So they're always welcome to come to our meetings. So we still have our office here, and we do weekly trainings. We do Zoom trainings. We have a lot of activity. We have our what we call our field day Fridays. So usually on a Friday, we're out going to either a new listing, a featured listing, new home construction, whatever is out there that we see fit that we want to take the team to, we're going together so that we can help them kind of, like shadowing for that marketing, creating those videos and those lives and all that great stuff. And I feel like that closeness together has created a culture where we are helping each other, empowering each other. Even among the agents, I see them grouping together and wanting to kind of inspire each other to do new things. And of course, since video is always that scary thing for most people in the beginning, it's kind of helping them get past that, kind of giving that little gentle nudge for them to go, okay, let's go live, let's do this. And some of them will be scared to death and they don't want to do it. And I'll just go live and put them on the spot.
Yeah, we have like under the Soto Legacy umbrella, we do have some team members already, Dave. But at the same token, this is like what we call like, this is the icing on the cake. In order for you to be part of this, there's a process. You understand? We just can't give it to them. So we put them through that 4-week basic process that we discussed the other night. That 4-week onboarding is very intense. So every week they have to report to us and say, okay, what did you do on this week? And they're checking it off. So as they're going along on that 4th week, that's when we can decide, okay, they've done everything that they're going to do. Let's put them out there. Let's test them. And they have to get into, by that 4th week, they have to be in the contract already in 30 days. That's how we look at it.
That's fantastic. I love what you've got is you're not forcing people to do stuff, but you are forcing people to learn to a point, right? So I want to say that this program today is sponsored by njheroesprogram.com. It's all about heroes and who heroes are and what a different hero looks like. So I want to play this little blurb right now. We're going to bring in I'm going to call him my co-host. I'm going to bring him on, and then just watch this little bit. And if you're interested in doing this in Florida, I'd be glad to help you and give you everything you need. So let's just go to our break for NJ Heroes program. NJHeroesProgram.com is all about heroes. What's a hero? Who's a hero? Active military, military veterans, police and fire personnel, nurses, doctors, teachers, municipal workers, grocery store workers, and transportation workers. This is about helping these heroes, save money when buying and selling their homes. Through the New Jersey Buyer Rebate Program and Seller Negotiable Commissions, NJHeroesProgram.com saves heroes money when buying and selling their homes. I'm Dave Finale. I'm a real estate broker in New Jersey and a real estate coach helping agents nationwide. I've coordinated real estate agents and affiliated services all over the state of New Jersey to save our heroes money when buying and selling homes. We need to help them out. Heroes come in many shapes, sizes, attitudes, and jobs, right? The one thing that makes them all heroes is they helped us. One way or the other, they protected us. They've been there for us. Now I think it's our turn to be there for them. At least it's my turn. Go to NJHeroesProgram.com as a hero and give us a little information so we can save you money when you buy a home. As an agent, loan officer, home inspector, attorney, or anyone aiding in home ownership, become a sponsor. To become a sponsor, there is no cost. All you have to do is give back. How easy is that? Go to NJHeroesProgram.com. I can't wait to talk to all of you. Let's go. Let's get it done. And we are back. So I want to thank everybody for watching that and bearing with it. It's a little special thing that I've been trying to set up for a long time. It's mimicked off of nyheroesprogram.com in New York. And so anybody's interested, please go to njheroesprogram.com. I will talk to you. You be a sponsor. You can actually be a hero. You're a hero, right? Anyway.
Damn right. So, talk about pillars of abundance.
Yes, yes, sir. So I bring in Sekou Pyle, who I have the downright pleasure to work side by side with, shoulder to shoulder with on a regular basis. Who is a friend of who is, I'm going to call him my co-host as well as friend. And here we are with the Sotos. Sekou, welcome,
dude. I'm going to go ahead and cheese out a little bit, right? Is that all right? I'm going to cheese out a little bit. Dave, we get to hang with the Sotos.
I know, right?
And so
we get to hang out with you guys.
I have had several conversations behind the scenes with this powerhouse real estate team, this powerhouse couple. The mindset of abundance and generosity and literally coming from contribution, not figuratively, not folks, oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's a great way for me to build business, is to come from contribution. No, these are people who from the heart give and are royal badasses. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. Right? I am definitely very pleased to be in alignment with you guys and rocking with you. It's a wonder to watch your progress and to be in on the grassroots of such a great big thing is an honor. So thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. What up, Big Dave?
Hey. So we've been talking about a lot of different things. We're talking about had to make changes because they didn't want to be turned into dinosaurs real quickly. I still gotta love that one.
Yeah.
And how their team structure is a lot different than most. And you know what? Moving forward using NAHREP and everything else, you've known these guys a little bit, probably a little longer than I have. And talk to that, Sekou, with our friends here.
Well, just as a question, right? So most people develop business out of a need, right? So, I need more money, or I need this, or I need that, right? I've noticed, and you could correct me if I'm wrong. I promise I'll structure this as a question, right? I've noticed that the need that you've developed your business out of is a need for other people to succeed and win, right? And so NAHREP and the Soto Legacy Group, what it looks to me like is a come on, let's grow, like a reach back, grab a group of folks by the hand, and let's grow. Am I on point with that?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And the other thing, the image that comes to mind is that one that the only time I'm going to look back is to grab your hand and pull you up. So
Damn
that's
right.
literally the way that we feel, and the rising tide raises all the boats. I love those sayings, and those are ones that I feel like are the core values. I think having felt like I was left behind so often, I want to make
Yes.
sure no realtor is left behind, you know?
Yeah.
So
I
it
love
really
that story.
comes apart. Mhm.
Yeah, you honestly say, cool. You hit it right on the number. That's who we are. That's our logo. That's basically that's who we are, man. That's our legacy. That's what we want to leave. You know, I was just sharing this with one of our clients last night, and we were just talking. We haven't seen him in a while, and I said, listen, you know, what we want to leave to our clients, our children, our family members, even our colleagues and our great friends like you guys is a legacy of what we've done for our community. You know, it's not about what we own and what we have or what we may have at the moment or how much money we have. No, man, that's all that we can't take that to our grave. Sekou and Dave.
Yeah.
What we take to our grave is what we left in our community and to our real estate community and to our children. That's how we're going to be remembered by, you know. So
I
We're
love it.
working on building our legacy, but we are hoping that we inspire others to build theirs as well. So it's not just the Soto legacy, it's the Sekou legacy, it's the Finale legacy.
that's it.
Well, it's definitely felt. It's definitely felt. Yeah. Oh, Mark. Yeah. Yeah. Just make a mess, man. Let's grow together. Let's clean up the progress.
Let's go,
Right?
let's
Go, Mark.
So the more we watch you, the more we watch Figueroa and that family. My family is saying, how come we're not having mimosas by the pool down there with them? Right?
You're invited.
Yeah, me too.
Veronica's house. Let's have some mimosas together.
Yeah, we can take a drive, 30-minute drive to the coast and jump on the boat.
Damn right. We've been growing since the pandemic and the shutdown and then the subsequent growth out of the shutdown, right? I mean, you guys didn't really shut down all that tough, but you guys had some sort of shutdown, right?
We did,
So yeah, right. So what we learned in the shutdown was that the cemetery is filled with unpublished works of art. Right. That's what so we just decided to take action. What's the number one thing that you guys got out of this last 6-8 month craziness that we've been going through?
I feel like we've been sowing the seeds. As soon as that shutdown happened, it forced us into a place where we said, what are we going to do? If not, we're going to lose agents, because everyone is going to either think that we're not doing anything, or they're so shut down, maybe they'll be scared. And some of them were scared, and rightfully so, right? So we definitely wanted to comply with all the CDC regulations. We are not congregating together for that time. The office was shut down. So what do? Like everyone else, we moved to Zoom. We're holding all of our meetings through Zoom. I did my boot camp through Zoom. Now, guess what? Everybody else has a meeting or an event or something on Zoom. So now you're competing the attention of your agents and everyone else with other Zoom. So like for our boot camp, I remember saying, what am I going to do to make sure that they show up? We're having boot camp at 8 a.m. So now that, it's kind of early. It's early for me to start that day, and I got to get up a little early, right?
Mm-hmm.
But those who show up, they go up. So we are holding those boot camps, and people were showing up. They had a need. They were thirsty. They wanted to learn, and this was the time to really hunker down, learn all you can, and we're in a circle where we get a lot of information, but not everybody's circle is the same, right? So while I'm doing all this stuff left and right, there's people in other areas that are not hearing all these ideas. So it's up to us to make sure that our team and our people and whoever else wants to join, because I opened it up for anyone to join in on those meetings, to know that, hey, we can do virtual meetings, and this is what that looks like, right? We can show property. Let me share my screen right now. And even on Sekou's show, we did get to feature one of our listings. Thank you so much, Sekou, for that.
Oh, please, thank you.
got to get creative, right? That's innovation. So we get excited about all these different ways, and we need to model that. If I don't model that first, how would my team be able to learn it? They're all going to be scared. If I'm scared, they're scared. So I got to be on to step up and take action and do something different so they can say, oh, this is how we do it. Okay, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
Early bird gets the worm. Let's talk about that.
Damn right.
That's
Damn right. Yes, let's go. 8 a.m.
That's it.
Dude,
I
noticed your meetings. I'm sorry, Josue. No. I want to give you guys props really quick before you make that statement.
Go ahead.
I've come to your meeting, your 8 a.m. meeting. I've gone to Figueroa's 8 a.m. meeting. There's 50 people in there. There's 75 people in there. Dude, listen, early bird gets the worm. Holy smokes, there's a lot of birds on that field.
That's right.
You guys are really doing your thing. It shows leadership it leaves clues, and it shows when somebody cares. So I just want to give you props and say that I've been to your meetings. I know that the value is there. So damn. Yes. Well, what were you going to say, Jose? I'm sorry, Finale, for me jumping in and just.
No, man.
I get excited about these folks.
We're here, man.
You touched on it a little bit right now. Say cool is that, you know what? Always remember something that we've learned as these years progress. We all have each other, guys. This is what we're here for. Dave called us the other night. We were talking to say cool. There's been times I just called say cool at 8, 9 o'clock at night. Just I have an idea. We talk about it. You have to be able to understand that those relationships are very how can I say
Special.
take advantage of them, leverage them.
They're necessary.
Yes.
Right.
It's the necessary mess of a relationship that makes things, you guys are an example to a lot of us, right? You guys have are a power couple inside of real estate. You're an example to all of us. People only get to see the polished version after you've cleaned up all the mess.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nobody comes outside looking crappy, right? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And we go back to what Rebecca said about getting up early and just pivoting our business because of this COVID. But one thing that we did take out of this, Dave, and say cool was that we've been through this. In 2006, 2007, we all know what happened in the market.
Yeah.
So if we're able to bring this pivot and this change that we had to do back then to what we're doing now, I remember someone asked me, it was like, oh, how you guys doing? I said, we're doing great. What do you mean you're doing great? I said, we're doing great. We're going to teach you guys how to pivot into this market. This is not something that we have not experienced before, but that's why we're here, because we want to help you guys get through this and be able to learn from this. That way you're better prepared for the next time it comes back.
And it build. I mean, we talked. You said earlier, Niku, about contribution and all that stuff, and it's so true. I mean, you can use those words and those funky words and those fancy words, and contribution is not a fancy word. It's just the way people have used it. Oh, you got to come from a place of contribution, yada yada yada. But the thing is that you know what? We're looking to give. We're looking to get people. I mean, we've all had the experience, right? Where we've seen people fail and we know there's no reason for it. And we just want to find a way to get through to them, which is, I mean, we talk about conversations, right, that we have to have. Say, cool, what do we talk about all the time? We set up a meeting and I think we go for an hour and a half before we even get to the point of the meeting.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just, and then we got to rush through it to make our points. So our goals, all of us, all four of us, is to help the people and to help them see through it. But you can't force anybody to drink, What do you do, guys, I keep using this phrase, get over the hill, right? So what do you do if you see someone that's stuck? I mean, they're trying to get through a door, to get through it. They're at a roadblock. What do you do to help people get over a hill?
She's ready.
If you're always focused on your obstacles, all you will see are the obstacles. So you got to keep your eyes focused on the goal. You got to keep pushing through. As you keep pushing through, you will get closer to it, but you can't quit. You got to stay consistent. You got to put in the work. And yes, it's going to be hard, but is it going to be worth it? Absolutely.
Yeah. One thing we teach our agents is through those hard times and the difficult times that you're going through, take it as a learning experience and run with it, because you're only going to get better at it the more you fail at it. Like
Wow.
you said, make a mess out of
Yeah,
it.
make a mess. Let's go.
And I would say, look up to those people who are where you want to be, right? So get connected with somebody who's going to help you to get to that place, right? To someone that you can model after. And so we're hoping that we could be that for those who want to join us. We want to be that model for them. We're not perfect. I still feel like there's so much work that I need to do, but in the meantime, there's a lot I know that I can share with people. And so that's what we do. We just give straight from the heart what we already know, and what I don't know, I'm going to get you connected with the right people.
I'm gonna find out.
So
you know what? I was doing a coaching session the other day, and we were talking about how difficult this business is, how difficult it is to grow, and how difficult it is. And I admitted, I was like, yeah, it is. It's a tough business to make a lot of money. It's really easy to make a little bit of money here, but it's a tough business to grow into something else. I said, but you know, when I really if I really close my eyes and think about the toughest points in my life, they all happened when I was a teenager and younger. Right. And I said, if you can imagine being a young kid lost outside, just lost in the woods and not knowing how to get home and things like that. I mean, at the moment, that's got to be the most terrifying thing in the world. That's got to be the worst thing that has happened to you. I said, but the only way you could think about that is to go back in time. You're no longer in the woods. You're no longer in that terrifying scenario. And you were only 7 when that happened. Think about what you can take now, right? Yeah. Think about how much you can handle now. I love the fact that you got them facing their goals and not at their obstacles. I'm going to just say, Dave, that you two are very positive. I light a fire at the bottom of the hill.
Right. So you know, it was funny just to use you talk about the fire so people get up the hill, right? So I heard, if you guys know who Mike Greenberg is, he's on ESPN.
Yeah.
He was talking about Aaron Rodgers the other day, how some people, you have to understand that he's having such a great year because they just drafted somebody to replace him. And it's like having, everybody can go out and run. But if I said go out and run a 100-yard dash every day, would you run your fastest? I'm going to pay you. Yes, it would be. But if I put a bear behind you that was chasing you, would you run faster? Yeah. That's the same thing that happened to him. And that's the way I'm looking. I'm not looking at retirement, which he is. We're looking at okay, let's go, man. Who's going to push us? And that's where we come in, right? Come in. I said earlier, I don't take any shit from these people anymore, people I'm trying to help, because they have to understand that sometimes it's going to hurt a little bit to get moving and get growing, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to go into one thing. We talked earlier, and I wanted to make sure I did not miss this. You guys got a book coming out, I hear.
Yes.
Are we supposed to keep that secret still?
No, it's not a secret.
Okay.
It's about to launch. The book is ready. It's still in publishing, get published through hard copy. It will be on Amazon. And we are going to also have a podcast as well. We're really proud of it. And it's really just a story of our journey, working in real estate together as a couple, some of the obstacles that we had and how we overcame them. And listen, it's kind of messy. It's not perfect. We're sharing all of that. We're really transparent about a lot of stuff. It's actually kind of scary to be putting ourselves out there like that. But what we hope that people come away with is how we were able to push through it all, through the communication with each other, mutual love and respect, and then just kind of that teamwork. And so as you read through it, you're going to get some life lessons that you're going to come away with. You see my perspective, Josh's perspective on the same view. So it's a little bit of a different, it's written a little different than what typical books are. And then
what's it called?
Yeah, we wrote this book during the pandemic. It took us 2.5 months to write this book.
What's it called?
Right.
It's called Married in Real Estate.
Married in Real Estate. There you go. Not trying to brag or boast or anything like that, but my wife is like, see, not saying that she's reading any of it, because I kept it absolutely secret. I did not share it with anyone, especially not the wife in the house. But I keep getting chanclas thrown at my head. You see, take time off. You can't work all the time.
It's funny.
You should learn from Josue. Okay, mommy.
We definitely take our time to have that time together, and we travel, and we love to spend time together, but we do work a lot together too. Yeah. So but you know what? It's all fun for us. It's all fun for us.
Hey, I made that point to her. I'm like, hey, you know what? They don't have to work as hard because they work together. What's up?
Yeah.
When you know what you do, you'll never work a day, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, when we move to Florida, it'll be a different thing.
Well, you know what? I mean, there's so many things going on in our lives, and we're able, thank God that all of us are able to work together one way or the other. We've got such great people that we are involved with, and I thank God for that every day, and it's just a wonderful thing. So I want to we're coming up on the hour, and there's a question that we always ask, and
can you ask it this time, brother? Because it's going to be cheesy for me.
Okay, great. So I'm going to ask it, and for complete props, this was taught to me by one of my coaches and mentors. His name is Sekou Pyle. The question I have for you is, how can I help you in your business? What can we do to help you in your business today, tomorrow, and in the future? Tell us.
What you guys could do for us?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Wow. I don't know. I think just you continue delivering content like this, because that inspires me and lifts me up when I get to hear what other top producers are doing, other professionals, whatever it is. When you get to hear the stories, I get so much out of that. So just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. I'm loving it. Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you, Sekou. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, I would say the same. I say keep giving back, keep being yourself, keep giving that content, the value to the consumer, to the agents, and never stop giving, Dave. I'll be honest with you, even through.
And I love that NJ Heroes program. And
yes, I love that.
Josh is from New Jersey as well, from Patterson. So we got heart for New Jersey. And so we definitely are going to be giving to that cause. Absolutely. Because I think it's just something to give. So thank you for
that. You're welcome. And here's the interesting part. You guys got hats already.
Yeah. Look at that. Well, it's like a little game.
As you said earlier, Josh and Rebecca were on our program, the International Day we did about 6 weeks ago, and it was a great broadcast. We had David Greenspan, we had Cheryl Easton, we had James Lewis, all from Canada, and it was us three sets, including Sekou, on representing the United States. And I want to thank you guys for coming on. Sekou, thank you as always, man. I'm indebted to you.
Guys, I love you. I'm bouncing out.
Okay, man. Take care. I'll talk to you later. And guys, I know we had it on the screen earlier. People, how can people get in touch with you quickly? Or, we got SotoLegacyGroup.com, but how do people get in contact with you if they want to reach out to you? And you guys say where you are.
So we are in Central Florida, specifically in Orlando, and we do service not just the Orlando area, but all the surrounding areas as well. We have a large team, even expanding into South Florida. It's very easy to get a hold of us. We're very connected through our social media pages. So if you leave us a message through Facebook, we're there, and also through SotoLegacyGroup.com, you'll be able to reach us direct. That is our content cards. So you have easy access, and we are very quick responding back. So anyone who wants to get a hold of us, we're here for you.
We're here for you guys.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for being on the program. Just hang out for a minute as we go out, and we've got more shows coming up. Of course, every Friday, right? Thank God it's Friday. No, finale, right?
We got a finale.
So we're gonna be back again next week. We have great guests coming up. Thanks so much to you guys, and we'll be right back. Whoop, not yet. Hold on. I didn't do it yet. Here we go.